Hey guys, Max here. So here I have Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and here I have a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Uh, this foldables in United States really need to pick up their game because we're lacking in so many ways. And I don't want to go too into details about these foldables. Now, this is original Android, basically comes from Google, the original maker of Android, versus this Samsung. And Samsung has loved over the years take Android and make something of their own, whether it was with what was it called, TouchWiz, to One UI at this point, versus this is bare bone of an Android. And honestly, it's easily noticeable, this bare bone, because as a foldable device, Pixel 9 Pro Fold does very minimal things. Now, I'm not going to go into what Fold is able to do because the options are like, it's a lot. You're able to do a lot with this foldable. Now, it also gets a little bit overwhelming at some point. What I have to give to Pixel 9 Pro Fold is camera is better than Fold 6. So if you're the type of person who's looking to replace a regular flab type of phone, whether it's the S24 Ultra or Pixel 9 Pro XL, now this is new, and then I also have iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now, if you guys are looking to replace a regular slab of a phone and you're looking into a foldable type of device, the thing is, if you want to get more for your money, you want a device that's able to do more, that would be Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. First of all, it has pen capabilities. It has such an advanced multitasking capabilities. I'm able to run 3 applications at the same time, plus have the floating windows. Here, it's 2 applications at the same time. That's it. There's something that you can enable in the developer options, which is called Freeform, and this, I guess, was their Google's answer to multitasking of the Samsung. It allows you to open up an application. Let me show it to you. Allows you to open up application as a freeform, and it basically just floats like that. That's basically it. There was one time that I was able to do 2 applications at the time to freeform, but somehow it just does not work since then. And then there's also a lot of issues with being able to use this, like being able to resize. It doesn't work well, it lags. So being able to use that as a multitasking, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't work. And then when trying to open more applications, it just goes away. And I know it's able to do more than one application because I've done it before. Now, versus here, I'm able to do a lot more of multitasking. At the same time, having that external display, it does its own thing. It has its own type of experience versus here, where it just mirrors. This just mirrors what this is. For example, here I have a display, here I have display, and then when opening, that's all it is. Hold on. This, I'm looking on the outside, this part of this display. And then the second display is this part. Versus on the Samsung Z Fold 6, it has 2 different launchers, I would say, versus outside does its own thing, the inside does its own thing. Here is just mirroring of what this is. So what is it fully able to do? Not much. The multitasking on Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold is very limiting, literally limiting. I'm able to run 2 applications side by side, and there's a freeform, and then there's a split screen, and let's say I'm opening this, and then you have Like you can't even use this, and like, look at this. Already this one is malfunctioning because it's not working. I've had so many issues with split screen on Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I don't know. There you go. Now it's not there anymore. So let me try again. Split screen. Let's say open up this. Now it's working. So the multitasking is definitely a big miss on Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Here is just able to do so much more. So much more. This is a king when it comes to multitasking on Fold 6 or Fold 5. If Fold 6 is out of your price, Fold 5 is a little bit more affordable versus Fold 6. It also, you could use S Pen with Fold 5 and it's cheaper. The cameras are pretty much the same when compared to Fold 5 and Fold 6. So if you want to save money, Fold 5 is definitely a good device to go for because there's very minimal changes when it comes to Fold 5 and Fold 6. The operating system, and what I like about Samsung is that what they offer for their newer flagship, they also kind of pass it along to the previous generation. But this being a newest device, it kind of carries over what the original Pixel Fold did. Like literally, Pixel Fold, the first generation, was my least used device just because it felt like when Apple released the first iPad, it literally looked like a larger form of an iPhone. It just did larger applications, that's all. And this is what I feel like this foldable does. It's just, sure, 2 side-by-side applications. Most of the time, honestly, it does work well, being able to use it. But that's basically it. The freeform works sometimes. It doesn't always work smoothly. Like if I want to have a freeform application open over here, but I'm using something else in the background, it just gets in the way, and then like trying to get rid of it, it just crashes. Versus this is already a more mature operating system as far as the skin that they have on the Android, and it's able to do a lot more multitasking. The benefit of Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold is I think the camera takes, not I think, it definitely does take better pictures than the Fold 6 camera, just because the computational effects of the camera on Google phones is so far ahead than what Samsung has been trying to do for years. Samsung has been known to push pixels, megapixels, but still, even when they had 200 megapixels, it still struggled comparing to much less of megapixel of the Pixel phones. The speakers on Z Fold 6 are better, 100% better. Better. It also has Dolby Atmos right there, as the OnePlus does, and this just has Pixel speakers. They're very thin. They're full. They have some fullness to it. When turning it sideways, you kind of feel a little bit of spatial audio. But the sound is still better on Samsung Z Fold 6. To my ears, it's better. Also with Z Fold 6, because they offer customization even further by allowing us to use the labs and to use Good Luck to further mess around with this phone itself. Like if you want to go nuts by changing things around, making your own, Z Fold 6 is the one to go for. Here, I could customize it to a point where I could have multiple applications having their own sound playing at the same time. Here, it's only one thing. So for multitasking, this is a killer. The biggest negative feature of, I would say something that why most people are turning to something else, is because the outer display is just disappointment. It's so small. It's it's just, they could have done it better. They literally could have done it better. It's just so uncomfortable to type. It's so tiny. In order to be able to, like, you could use it, like, it's good. The color output is great. Whether having the LTPO display, the outer display on the Pixel Fold is also not competing with what's available on the current market. They could have done better. They could have definitely done better. So the outer display on the Fold 6 is definitely much more advanced, versus even here. This is just so behind when compared to the current competition. But this is the biggest negative. Having been able to, like, make sure I'm able to type. All right, this is what comes up, but it's tiny. See, I'm already making a mistake. If you have tiny fingers, this is great, but if you have thick fingers, this would be an issue. Even though this is what, 6.2 or 6.3, like, the size is very minimally different. It's just how, even here I made a mistake. Okay, it's just how able to use. All right, let's see here. Look at the difference in the keyboard size. But then again, look how much more modern this looks. Modern. And versus all of this has all this extra. It literally looks like a phone within a big fat case to prevent from breaking. You could see them side by side with the keyboard. If using it daily, you could easily get used to using keyboard on this display. This is much more comfortable. You don't have to get used to it. It's just the form factor of the outer display resembles an original regular slab of the phone, versus this is definitely on the narrower aspect of. But you could use it. Like, if you get used to it, you could definitely use it. But I wouldn't call this a device that will honestly replace having it as a main device. So if you guys have any questions, please comment below. If you have to pick one or the other, I think Fold 6 is definitely a winner in this case versus Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Mouthful. So yeah, so what I was actually wanted to say, that if you're looking for device, just one device to carry with you, versus, let's say you want to have let's see, I want to watch this all over again. If you want to have one device, you don't want to carry multiple devices with you, you just want to have one, which offers you a bigger, oh, you saw that glitch? You saw that? There you go. There's some issues with Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Like, they should have done more. Maybe it was prematurely pushed out, because the last Pixel Fold, I think, came out sometimes last year, either in October or November. I'm not really sure, don't remember exactly. But yeah, there's a lot of glitches with this. The negative of this is the crease. I could even see, like, as I'm sitting over here. You could also see crease over here, but somehow the way it's less noticeable. Even though the screen is more reflective on this Pixel Fold 6, my Samsung Galaxy Fold 6, it's more reflective, the inner display, but I don't see crease over here, versus over here, I could see the crease over here. This is less reflective. It has some form of anti-reflective coating on it, but this you could use S Pen, this you cannot use pen, even though in the settings there is something that says with the stylus use, or the S Pen, or whatever they call it. I don't want to go looking for it, but I could see it in the settings here, but it's not sold with the S Pen. I'm not even sure if it's capable of using S Pen. It was advertised with the S Pen, and you could use Fold version of S Pen. So for a all-in-one device, What's negative about this is the cameras. They're not up to par with the flagship devices nowadays, and the software is definitely not as good as what the Pixel 9 Pro Fold does. But as a foldable, this does so much more than this. This is so much more polished than this. Even the under display camera, like you get the whole full experience of a device versus here. Yes, the camera sucks in here. Like if you want to be on the phone call, like using WhatsApp or whatever the messaging they use, or Google Meet, like the camera is right over there. Like I could see it over there. Like the quality of this on the display camera is garbage. This is definitely better. So that's a big negative. But I'm not the type person, like if I am using FaceTime on the iPhone, for example, if I'm using Google Meet or WhatsApp or a Telegram camera, I don't mind using it on this display right there. I don't mind it. But if I want a display that offers me portability, being able to use multiple applications at the same time, and not being limited with how I want to use my foldable device, this is 1000% is the one to go for. Because this, all it does is split screen applications. That's it. The freeform is a most of the time miss for me. And I just, honestly, if someone asked me, a friend of mine or a family member, which foldable should I buy? Comparing both of these, Fold 6. 1000%. 1000%. Now, when adding into a mix, OnePlus Open, now that's a tough one because I think this is more superior of a foldable as far as what it offers. It's just not on the same level when it comes to multitasking. Multitasking, Samsung is a beast. A beast. To a point that I think it's a little bit too much of multitasking. It could get a little bit overwhelming versus, for example, when using something that's over here. Okay? Battery is good on both. I think Samsung has been really good when it comes to utilization of battery with their foldables. Like, I have no complaints when it comes to the battery on Fold 6. No complaints of battery on the Google Pixel Fold either. Pixel 9 Pro Fold. It's just, at this point, all I see this, and it literally brings me back to the day when Apple released their first iPad. All it is, I feel like, is enlarged form of a regular flab of device. Okay? So hopefully I didn't ramble too much, but if you guys have a question, you could always post it in the comments. I do like to read the comments. But like you can see, like this is 8 inches. And like this is smaller than doing it this way. Look at this. Now this is tiny bit bigger. Okay? And then also, like when holding in a hand, it literally looks like I'm holding a device in my hand versus this, where you can see the bezels, you can see the camera, and then rotating it. That's it. Okay? Hopefully I said enough, but if I missed something, do comment below. And thanks for watching.